What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Now I know it can be really hard for people to read books and people struggle with this, so I thought of coming up with this video with all the techniques that you can help you to speed read through books, and you can have a lot of books read throughout the year. Now if you follow these techniques, you should be able to read at least 5 to 50 books a year, and voila, you are instantly smarter. So the first thing you need to do is to find a book or a section of literature that you are interested in, whether it's politics or business or entrepreneurship, investing, fitness, whatever the case may be. Find a genre that you are interested in. Now you don't have to read every specific book on this topic, because a lot of books can be very repetitive and say the same thing over and over again. So find key books on the topic. The next thing to do is then to look at reviews of these key books and focus on those that are the most highly reviewed. So you can find reviews on places like Amazon, and just by Googling different reviews for the book. I do suggest you look at reviews that praise the book and suggest that it is readable and not bloated with unnecessary text. You want to be able to know the difference between a reference book and a book that you can actually read, whatever the topic may be. There are two types of books that you need to differentiate from. For example, this book over here. Now, as you can see, it's a really thick book and it can be really hard to read. Now, if you look at the inside of this book, you will be filled with all sorts of statistics. Now, no one in their right mind is going to be reading through this entire book. It's a reference book. You're not going to remember anything from here. So, and then you have this type of book here. So this book is more of a readable type of book. These are a reference book and a readable type of book. So once you have found your book, you look at the contents page and go through all the different chapters until you find the chapter that's you're most interested in. After that, you go into the chapter. Now this is a technique that I learned when I was younger, doing a learning how to learn class. And it's a speed reading technique. And I've used this for many years, and it's something that comes with practice. It has to be built up. You can't be an expert at it instantly. So the goal here is to scan through the book and look for keywords. So just like a scanner, you scan through the chapter, scan through the paragraphs looking for keywords. Once you have gotten to a keyword, start to read that part. And then once you lose interest in that part, keep scanning through. Now the whole goal of this should be to get a gist of the chapter, of the book. Don't expect to remember every single detail, but this really helps you to speed through. So it can take time to learn how to filter information and with the scanning technique, but the goal is to scan through the entire book so you have the gist of the book and the primary arguments of the book. So if you do this multiple times, the scanning technique, each time you scan, you will become better at reading the same book. Now some books can be very poorly organized and it's really hard to read through, while others can be really well organized and not bloated. Therefore it has a really good flow. You can read it naturally using the scanning technique or just naturally trying to read through every page. So once you have used the scanning technique and found key paragraphs, key parts, key sentences that you will really like or need, you should highlight it if you're using ebooks, or manually highlight the parts and bookmark it, etc. If you really need to know the book in depth, I suggest you keep rinse and repeat the scanning technique. One setback of this technique is that you can misinterpret the author and take him out of context, so you should be careful of. So for example guys, we have this book over here, and now this is a book filled with jargon. It's a reference book. I would go to the chapter, the contents page, and look at what chapter I want to look at, and then I would scan through the pages looking for keywords and then read through that. And this is really not a book you want to read through. It's really difficult. Whereas we have a book over here which is much more readable. So I would apply the same technique for both type of books. So if you try these techniques out, it may work, it might not work. It takes practice to learn how to speed read. And you should be able to finish 5 to 50 books within a year. So that's the end of the video, guys. Hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe for more good videos coming soon. Thanks.